Alright. Today we're gonna start playing. Alright, I have to wish. Alright, everything's going good so far. No shields though. Kind of a bummer.
Mi riba feina ta riba una wega. Mi ta riba beef na mi caduta na venta. Mi ta riba cheltra papel que da double up e 5 pa. Noche mi po fiesta. Popi avi mi ta fein riba na. Cara di corona de mi jet na la mangiao. Mi ti mi niggas no ta leun riba na. Nada tá passando desta tempo pa mi queda de after party. Popi femenina cu bebida tanto gozo me queda de after party. Também tá dando fresh numa sombra. Lá no para com os bloquinhos de cilindro. Agora sem no salinho da preço. Passa uma cola que snack bandi treso. Não tá trago gatia. Que meu abo pos. Peor é que tá do chimita wa que bom. Vida tem break pero de mim tá quebrado. A mim passa riba 2000. Res riba não. Popi a vida tá feio riba não. Carra de corona de mi jet na la mangiao. Mi tem mi niggas não tá leio riba não. Nada tá passando desta tempo pra me quedar de after party. Popi femenina com bebida tanto gozo me que queda de after party. Aqui na Corsal tá vacilar. E para mi pé a noite está de escol me trabalho. Bebe bira fuma e cagol canta strike. Bebe que da KMC, no cana XO. Que bolsa de bebe te com 5 solo tá barrando. Style dia bem. Shot a glass e whisky que bobira surf. Nada com racismo, ele tu colou. A pestar com cara bera não me saca riba bo. Popi a vida feio riba na. Carra de corona de mi jet na la mangiao. Mi ti mi niggas não tá leio riba na. Nada tá passando desta tempo pra me queda de after party.
Popi feminina com bebida tanto gozo me da queda de
After party.
Yo, aqui na Corsal tá vacilar. Bombanhamos de fiel que eu quero baixar. Pega-me de lá, está em tua machine. Ai me riba pego ganho beef cubo. De hora boto nível fiz cubo. Não de discutir, você é do cineta. Me vida do mundo, você é do cineta. A mim não dou uma beira, me dá boto uma sim. Daqui da resto não fui assim.
Se montanha na mi saco, não vi para de mi caminhar. Não vi sabe que passa se bom me llega ainda. Ey, cosa de fiesta después de fiesta si no está vacilar. Y mi no te incunes en mi vida pa fiesta te la te madrugar. Kwa mi riba fei na tariba unga wega. Mi tariba beef na mi carne ta na benta. Mi tariba cheltra papel que da double up e 5 pa noche mi po fiesta. Confia de mi ta fei riba na. Caja de corona de mi jet na la man yao. Mi timi nada tá passando desta tempo pra me quedar em after party.
Ouvi feminina com bebida, tanto gosto me daqui da dinha.
After party.
Aqui na torção da vacilar.
Yao.
Ah, fuck.
Chiquito todo dia, por vale que gosta. Para 5 florinhos, todo dia vale la double. Por dia de tempo, só a mim que sube me level. Me tem manter posicionado onde queda forever. Vai, vou chance aproveitar de vou chance, vou strica. No promo com sente, se tu você não se brinqueta. Enquanto na base do coco, uma mira da blur. Tu rende que ganga da hora de nana da hermi. Porque corre de benção da ami da dairi basane. Me da discriminar, malandro de vários gente. Me da dúvida nada do coco, máxima corda. Se botei-me meu ape próximo, pia pra bocorda. Mas bintu mami cosmo, bobisa com tongo da horta. Se poder ver me céu, a bopaca, sou tongo da morsua. Tu rende que fia, tu rende que ganga, tu rende que come. Tu hora de paga, tá vira sangue, tu rende que esconde. Sempre me sou, começou pra batalha completo, meu brother. Me que treino e tempo, só time que conai gostamento, te amo. Mergulho da grande, uma pizza de ngopi cantica. A mim tá chupa nem mais que posta minha vida. Que louco me conta hope que quebra me pia. Minta que va pro pelo me llega dia. Saludo pa chupi, saludo pa Bryce comica. Tu me brona da fijo, saludo pa Neni Maria. Saludo pa Sando, saludo pa Raisha Martina. Saludo pa Slack, saludo pa Sandy, saludo pa Seti, mi prima. Mergulho da grande, uma pizza de ngopi cantica. A mim tá chupa nem mais que gosta minha vida. Me que logro mi conan to hopi que quebra mi pia. Minta que va ku felo me llega un día. Mi curva direita você acaba tó. Camisa certa,
An Illinois woman arrested for driving under the influence. But that's not the story. This is. 4 officers carried Dana Holmes into a padded cell at the LaSalle County Jail. Face down on the floor, the 3 men and 1 woman stripped all of her clothes off.
I was terrified. I felt helpless. I was scared and I lay there crying.
It started when officers pinned Holmes to the ground after she lifted her leg during a pat-down. And now she's suing.
These are on-duty deputy sheriffs humiliating and groping a female inmate. And it makes you wonder, you know, were these guys ever trained?
The LaSalle County Sheriff's Office is so far not talking about the strip search because of the lawsuit. But that's not stopping Dana Holmes.
What do you hope comes out of this lawsuit?
I stay with her job.
All right, let's bring in HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks and talk through this video while we show it to you, because, Mike, a lot of people have a problem with what they're about to see on screen.
Absolutely.
As her lawyers, others in the community have been talking about how this is totally uncalled for. I want to get your take on it. So let's take a look at the video first. Okay, so we've got the strip search going on right here, right? Well, actually, the search.
Right, this is the regular search after they bring her in.
Now, she lifts her leg. Let's pause it right there if we can. If we can go back. Well, the idea, we got to go back a little bit more, but at one point, she lifts her leg, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 officers going after her. And by the way, she was searched at the scene when she had her DUI, 3 times the legal limit.
Right.
But still, why search her again then, and was that appropriate?
When you do something at the scene, you do it basically for officer safety. When you get to the jail, those are the sheriff's deputies. They want to make sure there's no contraband. So they're going to search you again. They're going to do a very thorough search.
Even if she was already searched?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you do it at the scene, you do it again, okay? So right here, did they ask her to lift her foot up, or did she kick her foot back? That's what's not clear here. But even if she kicked her foot back, because when you're searching somebody, you'll take the shoes off, you see, lift up your foot, and you look at the bottom of their foot, you tap their shoes, make sure there's nothing inside each of the shoes. Right. That's normal. That's what's done at every jail in the country. So here, you know, did they think that she kicked back at them? But still, if you look at it, it doesn't look like a violent kick to me.
Well, why also are the men there for the strip search? Because a lot of times when we hear, when we hear about searches, it's usually a woman searching a woman or a man searching a man.
There's not supposed to be any cross-gender searches now.
So let's look at this. So they take her into this padded cell, 3 men holding her down, 1 woman taking off her clothes, and Mike, they strip her naked.
I don't know why they did that. You know, by law in Illinois, you only strip search someone if you think that they're hiding some kind of contraband. What led them to believe that she had some contraband? That's the thing, because, Ryan, there are DUI, hundreds of DUIs across the country every single day. And I guarantee you, I would say 99.9% of those arrests do not involve a strip search.
So you say no reason to do that right there. And again, when I think about strip searches, I usually think approval from your supervisor, the officer, at least in Illinois, I know this is true. In Illinois, it's got to be a female officer searching another female officer, and in a secluded area.
Right. Well, when you go through TSA at the airport, you don't have a female officer if you're doing a pat down on you. Right. You know, now if a male officer at the scene for officer safety can just feel around the waist and under the arms, you know, but not around the breast, just for officer safety there. Then when they get them to the jail, they'll do a more thorough.
So for you, that second part uncalled for.
Right. We don't hear any audio with this tape. But still, even if you had audio, what led them to believe that she had some kind of contraband? I'm not buying the whole search.
And by the way, the police office is saying, the precinct is saying they're not commenting because it's a pending lawsuit.
In Chandler, Arizona, we have another case of police brutality, this time involving a woman who was handcuffed while she was naked. The story involves a woman by the name of Esmeralda Rossi. Apparently, someone had called authorities to her home because of a domestic dispute. At that point, police officials showed up and Roxy was in the shower. So her daughter had opened the door and told the authorities, well, my mom's in the shower, let me go grab her. At that point, Roxy gets out of the shower, wraps herself in a towel, and then goes to talk to the police officials. That was when police officials told her why they were there. They needed to ask her some questions. So she said, okay, well, hold on. I'm going to go inside and grab my phone so I can record this interaction. Then she closed the door and walked inside her home. And police followed her inside because they didn't want her to record the interaction. And here's what happened afterwards.
You want to go to jail tonight? I'll take her to jail tonight. For what? I'll get statements from those two
What?
when I get back over there, okay?
No, you will not. No, you will not. I'm not doing anything. I didn't want to touch him. Don't touch me. Don't
put your hands.
What is wrong with you? I didn't want to touch you.
You have absolutely no clothes on?
No, I'm in the fucking shower. What is wrong with you?
Turn the rows in. So,
Amazing.
right? Rule in America is never allow any disrespect of a police officer. But you create more chaos now. I mean,
Why are you so concerned about?
my. So here we go again. This time it's McKinney, Texas. It's a pool party, and it got out of control because at least one officer there, Eric Casebolt, did things he most certainly should not have done. We have the video. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Tatiana Rose is a 19-year-old. She's African-American. She lives in that neighborhood. She was hosting the party. By the way, the Craig Ranch neighborhood is alongside a golf course. They're called. And then when the cops arrive is when the real issues begin. Because their assumption is not that the white people did anything wrong, and I'm about to tell you what actually they did do, but to go after all the young black people. Now, if you want to think that that's too general, well, I've got quotes for you from officials in charge, and I've got the video for you. So first, again, let's set up the original altercation here. According to Huffington Post and BuzzFeed News, some adults made racist comments and told the teens to return to Section 8 housing. Section 8 housing is public housing, so parents were angry that a bunch of black kids who don't live in the neighborhood were in the pool. Now, again, a lot of the black kids were from the neighborhood, but some were not. So first, now, barrel rolls, humiliation, the complete opposite. And video here. Go in and pull everybody down, etc. You see that girl walking by super calmly, she's like confused as to what's going on. This baseball guy is going to get down, and he's going to impose order here. Order on what? Order on what? The fight is long gone. He's not looking for the people who were in the fight. The people who started the fight were two white adults. Not looking for them, not interested in them, interested in making sure that those black kids who later calls a mom, I have that on video as well, are now. You saw that girl wandering around in the bikini. She's 15 years old, Dejiria Becton. This is gut-wrenching. Under by the braids, you saw her. slam her onto the concrete, and then you see him putting his still doing.
And you weren't, so now you're sitting here in trouble.
What did they do? He came in like a. That's not for them. YouTube. Man, sucker punches cop. It's.
Two Florida police officers are being investigated for holding an 11-year-old girl at gunpoint. Now, these two cops in Florida were responding to a burglary alarm that accidentally went off. And when they went into the home, they noticed an 11-year-old girl laying in bed watching television. At that point, they apparently put a gun to her and made her lay on the ground. In fact, the girl told the media that one of the officers pushed her to the ground and held her there with his knee while the other officer pointed his gun at her, right? And she said, "I was very scared. I didn't know what to do." The two officers have actually been in a little bit of trouble in the past. It's James Festa and John Rigdon. They're both 3-year veterans with previous disciplinary actions and personal files. So what were those disciplinary actions? I'm very curious. Well, apparently Festa was reprimanded back in December for botching a child abuse case, and also the other cop, Rigdon, suspended in May and demoted to the role in 2013 because he filed 2 false police reports.
Those were recommended for
I actually don't have a blame for that. We've all had those days. Let it go.
But it looks like so this is similar to a story we did the other day about Charles Close, the cop that had his son in Yale. Pointing a loaded weapon at somebody ain't no joke, right? And it's not something you like. And now, though, cops, as we've talked about many times before, there's this culture of no risk. No risk for a cop is ever acceptable. Feet away, it doesn't matter. An execute. 12 times you need. There's an 11-year-old girl
in her own home, by the way.
The burglary alarm went. How long have they been cops? 3 years. Everybody knows those alarms go off on false alarms all the time. And you think the 11-year-old might be the burglar? You're going to put a knee on her chest or whatever?
Damn, nice.
Are you insane?
To be
but that's
fair,
the thing. It's not insane anymore. It's par for the course now.
I think the one thing that we're not...
aren't going to treat the police with respect until they're raised in an environment where the police are deserving of respect and respect them back.
Yeah, I think that there be a criminally detained.
I mean, cops get killed.
Nancy Smith is filing a federal lawsuit against the Huntsville, Alabama police force, the police chief, and also that municipality after her 17-year-old son was a victim of a drug sting that went awry. Authorities had shown up to his home in plain clothes, and he was allegedly going to sell an undercover individual, not a cop, an 18-year-old that was working with the cops, drugs. And then as soon as he opened the door and there was some words exchanged, we don't know exactly what those words were, the cops allegedly started running toward him. And since they were in plain clothes, the allegation is that he got scared and he started to walk away. Well, when he walked away, the court documents indicate, these are the allegations, that the cops got on top of him, they pepper sprayed him, and they had their knee to his back. And then at one point, there was an allegation that the cops thought that he had swallowed the drugs. So they put a sharp object down his throat while he was choking and while he was having difficulty breathing to retrieve the drugs. However, no drugs were found on the scene, and autopsy later indicated that there was nothing strange found in his stomach.
Okay, so in a twist here, the case is not yet called a homicide because the cause of death is so they're not sure how the cops killed him, so they can't say that he was killed. Interesting. Yeah. He remains dead either way, and it's clear that it wasn't like anyone else did anything to him. It was the cops. They came in, they did all the things that we just listed, and then he died. So it is a bizarre excuse for the moment being for them to say, sorry, we can't figure out if it's a homicide. Now, on the issue of drugs, I don't understand why there's any question at all. They found in the autopsy that he had no drugs inside his system.
So that's a really interesting point. And so I looked into it a little further to see what the cops are saying, because if they are trying to justify the sting and they're trying to justify the excessive force that was used in this case, with a 17-year-old who is 6 foot tall and 130 pounds, well, then you got to have something, right? And apparently, after the lawsuit was filed, the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences determined that there were both Ziploc bags of MDMA, also known as ecstasy, not available to
How are you, sir?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Did you park this vehicle there?
Yeah, I have my camera on. Is that okay?
That's cool.
Cool.
You know you're parked in the red zone, right?
Yeah, so I let other people have a parking spot. So
But
so they don't have to worry about a parking spot downtown.
yeah, but if somebody else parked there, would they get a ticket for the same?
I haven't given any tickets to them. Would you like me to?
No, but I'm just asking because usually when people park in the red zone, they get tickets in downtown.
No, I don't give any tickets there, sir. That's a parking enforcement might, and I've got a ticket myself if I'm in my own vehicle. But
all right.
When I'm in a police vehicle and I can save someone from having to find another spot, I